I want to talk about why they stopped being friends.
Drama. Courtney wants the drama right now.
Because there was some drama going on in Paris and Nicole fell out and it was a big old mess.
I'd rather not talk about it at all. I like to forget that this period existed.
Me too.
You know what I mean?
Before we get into the friendship beef, we just want to say that everything we're saying is literal hearsay because they have never come out and actually talked about the points of what broke up their iconic best friendship. So these are just, we don't know, it's the media, but we're playing with what we know and what we've researched.
The town gossip.
Town gossip.
Yeah, and Nicole and Paris, if you're watching this, let us know what really happened. Comment below.
Spoiler alert.
Okay.
Wait. There was some negative stuff, though, that happened. First of all, Paris had a sex tape that was leaked.
Paris
That happens
did
first.
have a sex tape that was leaked,
Which was like
unfortunately.
traumatic for her. It wasn't like trying to do this kind of like.
It wasn't back then. Sex tapes weren't as well received as they are today. Much with like sex work in general is more well received today. So like if you had a sex tape that came out back in the 2000s, it was like, oh my God, whore.
Yeah.
And that's what people were saying about Paris
They
Hilton,
were already
unfortunately.
saying that about her, that she's like out every night. But then I've read interviews and even in her documentary, she was like, I was never really like hooking up with guys. Like she was just like, I was just out and about. Like I love music. She seems like one of those people. Like she's okay in any
I mean,
situation.
she's a DJ now. She really does
Number
love
one
music.
DJ in the world.
Yeah.
Number one.
She's a great DJ.
is that
She's so
true?
fun.
Number one
yeah,
DJ
number one
in the
DJ in the
world.
world. Icon. Legend.
But the other, like the other
like,
alleged claim of the beef, which I actually relate to this. I really relate to this. And I don't know if this is true, but I guess Paris was like hosting SNL and then she didn't invite Nicole to the filming and Nicole like took that as a major snub, which like I would be so offended if Monica didn't invite me.
It's SNL's fault. SNL's talk.
That's
be
like,
toxic,
but you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I relate to that whenever you like don't get invited to something where you think this is like your best friend, and then it's like to not get invited. And I don't know if that's like really what happened, but I would be like so hurt by that. And then it's like everybody was sort of, the media was saying like Nicole was just sort of the sidekick or whatever, and not as like popular. And that's, you know, of course that's gonna mess with people.
So that means that you screen your best friend's
Yeah.
sex tape?
But then the alleged
Monica
response.
wants to talk to me
Can
for
I
a
talk to you
second.
for a second?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
I would invite you. Okay.
But
And
only
even
because
if,
I just said this or because you wanted
before,
to?
and even if the media tried to print slander, don't believe it.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank
you for
Your party
inviting
was
me.
so fun last night.
I'm screaming.
So, but the alleged response was that then Nicole Richie has a party for some friends and then screens Paris' sex tape, which is like a very sensitive, embarrassing thing. Can you imagine? That's a snub.
That don't sound like the color of friendship to me.
Well, did she really do that?
Damn right.
We don't know. We don't know. We don't know.
I don't think she
Allegedly.
did that. But if she did, you know, we've all made mistakes.
I don't remember the drama. I don't remember the drama between them at all. I just remember like Simple Life, Paris's outfits, and then like her
I
little
very
dresses.
vividly remember this, and the reason why is
Yeah.
because this happened right after the third season, the best season of The Simple Life. So like they did like the intern season where they stopped at Lehigh Valley Airport. Shout out to Lehigh Valley, which is in PA.
A very
And-
small
Very
airport.
random.
Yes, and then so they fell out. It was all in the media. It was on National Enquirer, People, what have you, 17 magazine, and then they came back and did another season of The Simple Life, but this time it was separate. They were playing like wives to all these different scenarios.
Again, would never happen now.
Would never happen.
Never
now.
happen.
We're used to seeing them together because they are a package deal. Very much Mary-Kate and Ashley. Very much Mary-Kate and Ashley and Tia and Tamara, whatever. This time it's like two split storylines. So like we would see Nicole with the family and then Paris with the family. And at the end of the season, then it's like a big drawn up, like they've run into each other and let's talk it out before like this cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm assuming they worked it out after that because then we got more
They
seasons.
worked it out on the remix.
Yeah.
Wait, but then didn't also Paris wanted to like recast? And I feel like
She
I
did.
remember of that
I do
time
remember
being
that.
like, oh yeah, Nicole wants to leave because she doesn't want to be a party girl anymore. She doesn't want this party. I
Well, she
remember
did have
thinking
a
that and being
thing.
like, oh, I'm like her. Like I would also
Yeah.
want to like outgrow this scenario.
She seemed like she was kind of like.
But maybe
you know,
the media did that, you know, or like that was her like PR angle with and hurt from Paris wanting to recast
But
or
she
whatever.
did
We
have
don't
that
know.
moment as well. She's been very vocal about this. Allegedly, she was like having some issues with drugs, like earlier on during this Simple Life, and then she even admitted that she like got into was it
Like
called?
chewing tobacco,
Chewing
like dip.
tobacco, yeah.
Uh-oh.
But I think she was in a
We've
little
all been there.
heavier.
Shout out to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Big
Is that a
dip
Wisconsin
cap-
thing? I thought it was
That's
cheese.
a
Big
middle
Virginia thing.
America.
Dip. Yeah, middle
Virginia
America.
thing.
It's a big middle
Whoa.
America
Honestly,
thing.
chew is, well, it's making a comeback. I
Here's
met a
what-
guy recently who was dipping.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say to you: if you're
See,
dipping,
Nicole Richie, it's all your fault.
if you're dipping, stop it. But if you are dipping, don't swallow it.
Quit the dip.
Number one, do not
Okay,
know
swallow.
so
what?
Paris and Nicole at this point in our journey are not friends, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Nicole didn't get to go to SNL, lame. So then she decides to screen Paris Hilton's sex
Well, also,
tape.
she didn't get to go to SNL, which is where she could have potentially met a skinny, sickly looking man.
She met the right one.
I know,
She's
I
still
know.
with her
I'm just
guy.
saying.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just saying that's where they flock to.
The writers, yeah, they're there.
Paris is thinking about trying to recast Nicole Richie, which we know ultimately does not happen. Whose side are you on after the discussion?
Wait,
All of
time
it.
out. Just a side note.
Yeah.
Kimberly Stewart and Paris Hilton did have a really funny moment on the red carpet where they were on those go-karts.
Oh, I remember
So I do have to
this.
shout out Kimberly Stewart for that moment. I think about it almost every other day.
That is cool.
They literally were like, do you know what I'm talking about? Those
I do,
go-karts?
yeah.
And they're like,
Yes.
and they're like, I don't think they're wearing underwear. Another amazing thing
So
to do.
fun.
Going
Yeah.
commando.
By the way,
No,
that was
let
a
it
new thing
breathe.
for me. Like when they were like, and we're not wearing underwear. I'm like, wait a minute, you cannot wear underwear? Like
Yeah.
that was not
Yeah.
even a thing to me.
Anyway, sorry, keep
Anyways.
going. I
No,
just
you're
Go
had
fine.
ahead.
I just wanted to ask the audience, after hearing what has happened allegedly in the breakdown of Paris and Nicole's friendship, whose side are you on at this point? For me, I am on Paris Hilton's side because I feel like not inviting my friend to SNL does not warrant you showing my vagina, allegedly, to friends
Yeah,
If
I'm
she
team
did
Paris.
without her
Paris.
consent.
Yeah,
allegedly.
you know why? Because also like going to SNL, they're very weird about you bringing people and who you invite. It's like a whole thing. Like, so it might have been out of her control. She's already nervous. She's hosting. It's a big deal. Like,
A media thing.
yeah, it's a media thing. Like,
Because back then we were definitely seeing them on magazines going back and forth. Paris said this, Nicole said this.
Ugh, what a
Is it true?
crazy time to be like. I do remember those. Like, I mean, what's the really crazy magazine now? Okay, sometimes I see
Okay Magazine.
Okay
and
Magazine,
Sometimes I
Weekly.
see OK Magazine in like a Safeway or Vons, and I see the title, and I'm like, huh?
Oh, like the
Yeah,
headline?
they're so
they're
crazy.
so
They're like, it's literally someone went into Chat GBT and was like, what is the craziest thing I can say about Martha Stewart?
And
they're
that's
like,
going to be the title
they're
of
like,
this.
Martha
Oh,
Stewart
Lordy.
with no pants on left a bathroom after pulling them up, getting back in the car. You're like, what the frick? And it's
Yeah.
just like a picture of her in a bathroom.
It's also
I
hard
used to
though because
read
they were
those.
always
Like-
saying that there was aliens, and now we know aliens exist. So
Allegedly.
They do. Aliens exist. No, that's been true and proven.
No, it's true.
Aliens are real, and they told George Washington about how to do the Revolutionary War.
They talk about that on High in the Sky or something?
Okay,
What?
now-
I thought this was Rivals.
Wait, now
Sorry. So, anyways, if they're saying
That's
aliens
fair.
are in the tabloids, so I started to be like, wait, are the tabloids true? It's hard to know what was true.
It's hard to.
and what
Yeah.
That's what Alyssa's trying
That's
to say.
what
She's
she's
saying
saying.
it's hard to know what's true or what's not. And aliens specifically for her, it was important to know that they are true. And if you go to New Mexico, you'll find them. Look, we only have the bullet points of what happened. There's no way to know, but I think that potentially there was like something bigger happening where maybe Paris was interested in like stepping into the limelight in a bigger way. And I think that maybe is indicative of what was happening. And like Nicole felt that. And so all we
hard.
know is SNL, but I'm sure there's like a lot of stuff behind the
Yeah.
scenes. And I just felt like as Paris, someone who was like creating a brand, very intentional about what she does, where she shows up, whereas Nicole like says whatever the frick she wants. So I feel like I would be more Nicole in that situation. Do you know what I mean?
I have
like,
to, as someone who's famously
Even with the
not-
tape?